Hey everyone, welcome to this week's edition of the Inspired Parsha. This week we have the incredible privilege to read through Parshas Pinchas. And in Parshas Pinchas, as I always say, there's so many beautiful, rich Torah ideas, especially in the Hasidic world. But I want to just focus on one verse, one pasuk. This is in Bamidbar chapter 27, verse 16. The context of the pasuk is that Moshe was asking God to appoint a new leader over the Jewish people. After Moshe would pass away, he knew there was going to have to be another leader who would eventually lead the Jewish people into the land of Israel. And we know, of course, who was chosen. It was Yoshua, it was Joshua. But listen to the wording of the pasuk that Moshe says. He says, let Hashem, let God, the God of the spirits of all flesh, appoint a man over the congregation. What was the need that in the middle, why doesn't he just say, God, appoint a man over the congregation? Why do you have to emphasize, you, God, the Spirit, the God of the spirits of all flesh, appoint a man over the congregation? So the great tzaddik, Rav Kook, gives this beautiful answer. He says what the pasuk is emphasizing, what the verse is emphasizing, is that you, God, know and can relate and understand all people. So you appoint a leader over the Jewish people because you know what true leadership is. True leadership is someone who can understand and relate to the people he is serving. Unfortunately, I believe we live in a world right now where there are not so many good leaders, let's put it that way. But here the Torah is telling us what a real leader is supposed to be, not just someone charismatic, not just someone who can organize things, someone who can relate to the people he serves, who's multifaceted, who reaches out and tries to understand all of the people he serves. That's what a true leader is. It's a little bit, to me, it's a little bit ironic that it's Rav Kook saying this, because Rav Kook really embodied this. Rav Kook was looked at as the father of religious Zionism. And throughout his life, he did exactly this. He was this leader who tried so hard to relate to all of the people that he was serving. There's so many facets to Rav Kook. He was a poet, he was a philosopher, but he was also a rationalist. He was very into halacha. He wrote books on halacha. He also wrote beautiful poetry. But he's also a mystic. He's very well versed in Chassidus and in Kabbalah. He had all these different facets to him, and actually the way he would reach out to people, he would try to relate to every type of Jew. It was known that at his Shabbos table were just Jews of all walks of life. He was known to go out and reach out to the secular Zionists at the time who were helping to rebuild the land of Israel. And to him it didn't matter if they kept Shabbos or if they didn't keep Shabbos. It mattered to him that they were Jewish, and he loved every Jew and wanted to be able to relate to them. That's what a true leader is. I remember actually the story about Rav Kook, that the great tzaddik, Rav Aryeh Levin, once went to visit him on Shabbos, and they were actually in the middle of learning a sefer, a book about Avas Yisrael, about how to love every Jew. And he came to him in the afternoon, and Rav Kook said, if you don't mind waiting outside over there, I'm just busy with some guests. And he took a peek inside of the room, and Rav Kook was surrounded by not just some religious Jews, but some very secular Jews that were covered in dirt. Obviously, they had been working on Shabbos. And he engaged each and every one of them in a conversation. And the time went by, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes went by. And finally, after a long time, he realized, how long he's been waiting. He's been keeping Rav Aryeh Levin waiting outside. So he said to them, I'm so sorry, but I have a guest that's waiting. And he went running to Rav Aryeh Levin and he said, I'm sorry that I had you waiting for so long. I just wanted to talk to all those guests. And Rav Aryeh Levin said to him, we don't need to learn today about Avas Yisrael because you just taught me everything that there is to know about Avas Yisrael. That's what true leadership is. Someone who understands the needs of their generation and tries to relate to the people that they serve. May we be privileged to have wonderful good leaders who helps guide us, who helps to relate to us, who can understand us, and help bring us all to Hashem, to God. Thank you so much for listening. Have a wonderful Shabbos.